All right, good morning everybody. Guess what? Today's gonna be a little bit more unconventional of a morning. Yes. Because usually I clean and then a few hours later I make the kitchen messy again. And you know what? I don't want to do that. So today I am going to make this glorious vegetable potato soup right now in the morning before I clean, because I don't want to deal with it in a few hours. And I'm not sure, well, you don't know this, but I intermittent fast, and so I usually eat around 11, in between 11 and 12, and then I stop eating around 7 p.m. So it's really not a big deal to be skipping breakfast or something right now. So let's get started. The first thing that it calls for is 4 cups of veggie broth, and I'm putting it straight into the Instant Pot. That's the other thing that I'm doing different than the recipe. So usually when I make a soup recipe, I use the Instant Pot every time. It's so much faster, it's so much more convenient, and it's easy to just throw everything in and push a button. So that's what I am doing. All right, so the next thing that we're going to add is 2 15-ounce cans of tomatoes. And I buy my tomatoes from Smith's or like whatever Kroger store you might have around you. They have salt-free options, and that makes it just a little bit better to try to get the salt-free options. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is cut up 2 onions. It calls for 1 large onion, but these are kind of medium sized, and plus I like onions. So I am just going to cut these 2 onions up and put them in. Wow, these onions are strong. I got LASIK surgery a few years back, and ever since then my eyes are so sensitive to onions. Anyway, I went plant-based for health reasons, and I ended up losing, I don't know, I want to say it was in between 50 and 60 pounds initially, and I lost it very fast within like 4 to 6 months, I'd say. Okay, I'm just putting in this garlic. Those onions are so strong. I'm just putting in this garlic, and we just got this at Costco. It's a lifesaver. I didn't want to buy that kind of garlic before a few years ago, but I decided that I use it so much, and it's easier. So we buy that from Costco. We buy a lot of stuff from Costco, let's be honest. We have a big family combined, so it's the smartest way to go about it. Oh, let's add our beans. Okay, it called for kidney beans, but I don't have kidney beans. So we are doing garbanzo beans and black beans. Just add that to the pot. All right, we have 3 carrots. Now these 2 carrots are a bit large, but that's okay. A little extra carrot never hurt anybody, right? So I'm just gonna peel those real quick. And these carrots we also bought from Costco. They have this huge bag of organic carrots. I typically like to buy whole carrots over baby carrots, like just because they use more like chlorine spray, stuff like that on the little ones, and that's why they turn white and crusty and gross. So I just prefer to get the regular sized carrots and peel them and cut them up. And I'll pack those in the kids' lunch a lot, which I'll probably do some videos on what I pack in my kids' lunches. My kids are also, I mean, everyone in my family is plant-based vegan, and I've been packing their lunches for school forever. I don't ever remember having my kid eat school lunch because they don't have any options that are vegan. So that's the case with that. Almost through with our first carrot. This will probably only take, I would guess, 15 minutes to cook in the Instant Pot. But what I'm going to do is just let it be on warm after it cooks until lunchtime. So Skylar might be home for lunch, but I'm not sure. You never know with his schedule. His schedule's off and on, busy, lots of clients to help, and it's good. He has a good job. And I know it might be asked, so I just wanted to go ahead and say that I am using Cutco knives. I firmly believe that it's better to buy a quality knife or quality items that you use a lot, especially kitchen stuff. I am always in the kitchen. I love cooking food. Skylar loves cooking food too. So we have just a few of these. We have, let's see, we have 3 Cutco knives, and then we have Cutco scissors. And honestly, they're the knives that we use the most. We don't use any other knives. We have other cheaper knives that we've had forever, but these knives are so amazing. And there's probably other knives that are amazing. It's just my experience with Cutco. It's been so good. They cut so well. So I have not regretted that purchase one bit. All right. Next we have potatoes. I love potatoes. I love potatoes. I love potatoes. You guys, these are super foods. Potatoes have everything you need in them. Have you heard of the man that ate potatoes for a year straight? Only potatoes. I'm not joking. His name is Andrew Taylor, and he goes by Spudfit. Amazing story. Totally look him up. Anyway, he ended up gaining his health back and losing a ton of weight. Over, I want to say it was maybe 120 pounds. I'm not 100 on that, but totally look him up. We're just going to do 2. I almost added a third. And I was like, no, Jess, you have a lot going on in this soup. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I'm just going to quarter these potatoes. I don't want the chunks to be too big. Chunks is such a gross word. It's kind of like moist. So they are going to be somewhat smaller quarters, but I'll show you. Well, I should probably cut this one again. So this is probably about the size that I want. So we'll just cut some of these in half. And we'll call it good after that. All right. Perfect. We have one more potato to cut, and then we'll call it a day with the potatoes. Turn and peel it. And you know what? Sometimes I just leave the peel on too, because these potatoes are actually organic as well. They're from Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's surprisingly has such good prices. I can get 2 weeks worth of potatoes and vegetables and crackers and bread items, all sorts of stuff for around 60, 70 bucks. And I'm talking, we feed 6 kids half of the time. So I really don't think it's that expensive. But then again, we aren't buying meat and stuff and dairy or eggs. And those things tend to be a little bit pricier. Hey, Archer, you want to say hi? Archer, you want to say hi? Nope, I guess not. I guess not. Guess what? He's not naked yet today. He didn't take his clothes off. He actually got himself dressed this morning. I worked very early, at 3:30 in the morning to be exact, because I teach English online to Chinese kids. And it is such a good job. I love it. It's very early though. Definitely dedication happens with that. Okay, we are done with these potatoes. Now we are going to add some celery. And I just got this celery at the regular grocery store. It is organic. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. There are some things that I will not budge on as far as organic or not organic. Any greens, I really try hard to make organic. And luckily, Costco actually has delicious romaine lettuce, organic romaine lettuce, and it's almost just as much, or sorry, it's just a little bit more than the regular. So there's, to me, I just don't see a point in not buying the organic one. And then Costco also has organic spinach, and that's actually very well priced as well. So I get a lot of organic stuff from Costco at a really good price. We're going to be adding corn in just a second, and that's also from Costco. Okay, I just put 2 stalks of celery. 2 stalks, I believe those are stalks. What? You need a spoon?
Yeah.
Why do you need a spoon? This is not a good thing. I don't know what he's getting into in there. He already got into something naughty. He poured brown rice flour into a big pot. So that's that. All right, next we're gonna add the corn. And this is also from Costco. It's a really great price too. Oopsie. Yeah, it's super sweet white corn. And it's also organic. Okay, so I love corn. And I think I want to add, I'm going to add 2 cups. For good measure. For good measure. It's a good thing I didn't add more potatoes. This pot would be too full. All right, and I believe all we have left to add is the seasonings. All right, before I move on though, this right here is called aquafaba, and it is the juice from garbanzo beans. So when you have the can of garbanzo beans, if you drain the juice into a separate container like this, you can actually use this instead of oil in salad dressings and in different recipes. You can use it instead of oil. So if you're trying to do the no oil thing or low oil thing, this is definitely a good option as far as salad dressings go. So if you find a recipe and it says half a cup of oil, which a lot of them do, you can use this instead, and it gives it that I want to say wet texture, but that sounds kind of weird. Anyway, so I thought I would just leave this out to show you as a tip. Okay, tip of the day. I didn't end up using this one, so we'll just put that over here. Anyway, okay, so in this recipe it says to add Italian seasonings. So I'm just kind of gonna just go for it, even though that seems a little dangerous. I have parsley, basil, oregano, and rosemary, and then I have a bay leaf, and I have some sea salt. Archer's grabbing a fork now. I hope he's not getting into anything too crazy. Okay, here I have a half of a tablespoon. No, I am not looking at the recipe for the seasoning. I am just going to eyeball it. So, wish me luck on how this tastes. Here we go. I'm gonna do, this is a big soup. So I'm gonna do a full tablespoon of parsley, a full tablespoon of basil, and I'll show you this before I get it all mixed up and ready to go cooking. A full tablespoon of oregano, if I can remember everything, then I'll definitely post the recipe of what I did, but I don't know. I wouldn't count on me remembering everything. You have to watch the video, I guess. Okay, I'm going to do a full tablespoon of rosemary as well. Kind of just all equal parts, all equal. All right, I'm going to add my 1 bay leaf. I'm not like a gourmet cook, okay? I just want to put that out there. I'm not sure I understand the science behind adding 1 bay leaf, but we're just gonna go with it, all right? Okay, and now I'm gonna add this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add some salt right now, but I'm not gonna add that much because a lot of the sodium taste, a lot of that salt taste is going to cook out of it. Plus there's veggie broth in there already. So what I'm gonna do is just pour a little salt in my hand, just a pinch, just a titch, put it around the pot, And then when it's done cooking, add more for taste. That's a very, very good thing to remember. Okay, let's get a spoon. We'll get this handy dandy wooden spoon. And let me angle this camera down a bit. Hopefully everything works out. Perfect, I'll just move this over. Okay, so here we have everything. I'm gonna pull this out actually and add it back in just a second. I'm gonna stir this up. And I'm probably going to add 1 more or 2 more cups of water because I wanna make sure that it's not complete mush when we're done cooking it in the Instant Pot. So I'm just stirring it all up, getting it all mixed. Yeah, see, there's definitely not enough water in there. So I'm gonna put this on the top. Boop, boop. I'm gonna get my awesome and amazing glass jar and I'm going to fill it up with 2 cups of water from the special spout that Skylar put in because he's awesome and amazing. Here we go. Two cups of water right here, going in, right in there. Now that looks like just about the perfect amount. All right, now I am going to put my lid on. It's kind of a mess, don't judge me. I'm gonna make sure it's sealed. And then I'm going to hit, well, actually, I'm not gonna hit soup. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this right now. I actually really prefer to use the manual more than anything else. So I'm gonna hit manual and make sure it's on high pressure and I'm gonna put it up at 15 minutes because it does not need, it doesn't need 30 minutes, okay? If you're interested in getting an Instant Pot, one of my favorite go-to books, the Instant Pot's getting ready. One of my favorite go-to books is High Carb Hannah's Instant Pot book. It has this chart, these charts in the book, in the back of the book, that go through all of the grains to cook all the grains in your Instant Pot. It goes through all of your vegetables, how long they need, the pressure, everything. And it also has really great recipes in it. So I highly recommend going and checking that out. I will show you when this is done. Right, it's done and it tastes so good. So I'm just gonna have to go back and remember what I put in it because it honestly doesn't follow that recipe very much at all that I found. I mean, it very loosely follows it. But yeah, it tastes delicious. Yay!